When I was a child, I believed all adults knew the answers. They wore clean shirts. They spoke with certainty. They told me what was safe and what was stupid. I didn't know back then that two men were shaping my future in completely opposite ways. One was my real father, a good man, an educated man, a man who worked hard and worried even harder. The other was my friend's father, a quiet man, a man who never finished college, a man who rarely gave direct answers. They both loved me, but only one taught me how money really works. My poor father believed in security. Study hard, he used to say. Get good grades. Find a stable job. Climb the ladder. Every morning he woke up before sunrise. Pressed shirt, polished shoes, a tired smile that tried to hide anxiety. He worked for a system he trusted, a system that promised safety, but quietly charged interest on his dreams. At dinner, conversations sounded the same every night. How was school? Did you finish your homework? Be careful with money. Don't take risks. Money in his world was something you earned, then immediately lost. Taxes, bills, mortgage, fear. He wasn't lazy. He wasn't foolish. He was obedient, and obedience, I would later learn, has a cost. My rich father was different. He didn't rush in the mornings. He didn't complain about work. He didn't talk much at all. When I asked him, "How do I get rich?" he smiled and stayed silent. Then he asked instead, "Why do you want to?" No lecture, no answer, just a question that made me uncomfortable. When I failed, he didn't protect me. When I struggled, he watched, not with cruelty, but with patience. "Failure," he said once, "is the best teacher money has." That sentence stayed with me for decades. At 9 years old, I worked for my rich father. Not for allowance, not for praise, for experience. I cleaned floors, sorted shelves, did boring, repetitive work. Then one day I complained. "I'm working too hard for too little." He nodded. "Good," he said calmly. "Most people never realize that." Then he asked, "Are you working for money or learning how money works?" No one had ever asked me that before. At that moment, I saw the invisible prison most adults never escape. My poor father avoided mistakes. My rich father studied them. When markets fell, one panicked, the other observed. When opportunities appeared, one asked, "Is it safe?" The other asked, "What can I learn?" Fear controlled one man's decisions. Curiosity controlled the others. And slowly, I understood something dangerous. Money doesn't reward hard work alone. It rewards thinking differently. At school, I learned math, history, science. But no one taught me why people work their entire lives and still struggle. My poor father believed education was the answer. My rich father believed education was incomplete. "The system teaches you how to be a worker," he said. "It rarely teaches you how to be free." He never told me what to think. He trained me how to think. Numbers became stories. Assets became characters. Cash flow became a language. Slowly, I stopped seeing money as paper. I started seeing it as energy. Comfort is expensive. My poor father chased comfort. Predictable paychecks, predictable weekends, predictable retirement. My rich father chased leverage, time, systems, people. One traded hours for dollars, the other built machines that worked without him. And I saw the difference not in words, but in posture. One carried stress in his shoulders, the other carried silence in his confidence. There comes a moment in every life when you must choose whose voice to follow: security or growth, approval or independence. I stood at that crossroads. One path promised safety, but limited ceilings. The other promised uncertainty, but unlimited sky. I chose discomfort. Not because I was brave, but because I was curious. Scene 8, failure becomes a friend. I failed more than once, lost money, lost confidence, lost sleep. My poor father worried. "Just get a job," he said. "At least you'll be safe." My rich father nodded quietly. "What did it teach you?" he asked. Failure stopped being an enemy. It became feedback. Years passed. I watched both men age. One waited for retirement, the other never needed it. One feared expenses, the other designed income. I realized then, wealth is not about money. It's about how you think when no one is watching. Both men loved me. Both wanted the best for me, but only one prepared me for reality. Today, I don't judge either path. I simply understand the price of each. Because in the end, money doesn't change who you are. It reveals who you were trained to become. And that lesson is worth more than money itself.